makes you more happy, more buoyant. And then the people around them start noticing that we're focusing on them, and they want to copy what they're doing. And so the audience just transforms when you notice the smiley faces and talk to the smiley faces, because they're the ones you're resonating with. You know, some person who comes to the audience is probably, you know, they were dragged there by a friend of theirs or by their spouse or their friend. They don't want to be there. And now you're trying to talk to them and they're a frowny face, and just leave them alone, right? But it's great to be an audience like this. Spend hours with a group like this. Now these are your brothers and sisters. These are human beings. They're being on this planet. Right? What an opportunity to speak to people like this. And I would fly all the way across the world. Unfortunately, on Mother's Day, my wife is going to make me pay for this. No, we had agreed that it was okay for me to leave, but the bottom line is I miss her so much. But I love being with people like this. So find an audience like this. It'll change your life. See it? So, being an infopreneur is what I just did. Now, this gentleman comes up to me and he says he was teaching a Bob Proctor seminar yesterday. For 12 people. He spent the entire day with these 12 people teaching them secrets and techniques and strategies. Didn't make a lot of money. It wasn't about the money. It was about the fact that he got to talk and change and transform those people's lives. It's just fun to do. Not everybody likes to do this. Not everybody is good on their feet. You know, if you make a mistake, you look like a fool and you're a little worried about it. You just got to get over that. And after a while, speaking enough, you just get over it. Eventually, as an infopreneur, a person who sells information, you'll create a book, you'll create a seminar, you'll do some online marketing, maybe a webinar or two, and yeah, you can generate some really powerful streams of income. I'll talk about that here in a second. So anyway, keep moving forward. One of the other ways that I love is network marketing. Now, it's different than business. See, business is where you're selling a product, a service, or information. All right, so suppose you have a product you're trying to sell, physical product, you know, like a notebook like this. It's a physical product. And I try to sell it to somebody, and I buy it at wholesale and I sell it at retail, right? There are a lot of businesses, that's what they do. They sell products to people. What's the difference between a business sells products and network marketing? You know what network marketing is? Well, what's the difference between traditional business, selling products, services, or information, and network marketing? Because they're very different. Why are they different? What is it you're selling? I'm selling a product. I'm just selling that product, right? Like, let's see, what's a vitamin store here that you have in KL? Do you have GNC here? Yes. GNC, the General Nutrition Centers, and they have these, you buy a franchise, and it costs like, probably 500,000 ringgit to buy one, maybe less. And then you own the franchise, you have to rent a store, you have products in the store, you have customers, you have employees, you got, inventory, you got to rent space. That's the business. And they're selling these nutritional products, right? If you want a nutritional product, you walk in the store and you go, which one? And you buy it, right? And once the product is consumed, it's all finished, the bottle's empty. What do you do with the bottle? Throw it away, right? And if you want some more, what do? Well, I'll go back to the store and I'll buy some more. When the bottle's empty, I'll just throw it away. That's what traditional business and marketing of a product is like. What do you do in network marketing? Now, many of you have been involved. How many of you have ever joined a network marketing company anytime in your lifetime? Yes, you raise your hands on it. Okay, so most of you know what that's like. What are you selling? Now, a lot of people say, well, we don't sell. We share. That's BS. You sell, okay? You want to sell. You want to find somebody who will buy it. You're an entrepreneur. If you're an entrepreneur, get over this, I don't sell stuff. Entrepreneurs sell stuff. Period. End of story. If you want to be here, the only way to get here is to sell stuff to get here. Yeah, but I'm not very good at selling. Good. Stay here. I really have these fears that stop me from really, and these doubts that, and I never have been able to, well then you can't have this. Can I be more blunt? You just get over it. You figure out how to get over it. You have to sell something. Period. So, well, what will they think if I try to talk about my product with them? And maybe they'll reject me. If they reject me, I just taught you about frowny faces, didn't I? Don't talk to the frowny faces. Talk to the smiling faces. Now you might have to find 10 frowny faces before you find a smiling face. You're saying, I'm not talking to frowny faces. They say, no, I'm not interested in your product. No, I've tried that network community. And so what do you say to that? You say that, well, what you're thinking is, well, then you could stay here. But you'll never say that. You'll say, no problem. Next, then you go find somebody who's looking for an opportunity and they're smiling when they talk to you. They go, this is exactly what I've been looking for. This is great. This is awesome. And to those people, you offer an opportunity. But what is it that you're selling? See, GNC, what are they selling? Selling a product that delivers health, correct? As a network marketer, if your product was a health product, I mean, there are all kinds of network marketing companies that market all kinds of things, from electricity to everything, information. There's all kinds of them. But let's say suppose it's a new nutritional product, and there's a bottle that you have. When the bottle is empty, what's still in the bottle? See, when your bottle is empty on a network marketing bottle, what's still inside there? Hello? Is this a painting? What's still inside there?
Oxygen.
Is our comedian over here? I missed the joke. What did you just say?
Oxygen.
Okay, so what's inside the empty bottle?
Money.
Well, I don't see any money in there. It's empty. What's in it? Potential money. Exactly. See, when a GNC finishes the bottle, you throw it away in the landfill. But when this bottle, with a network marketing bottle, the opportunity is still in there, even if you don't use it. Even if you don't say, well, listen, this was really good. If ever anybody ever asks me if I take a nutritional product that I really, really like, although I'm not very good at sharing this stuff with people, I'll tell them, well, actually, I take this one, and it's good. It really looks great. You ought to try it, right? And what if they go, well, good, can you give me some of that? And you go, well, yeah, sure. And then they buy a little bit of it, and there's an opportunity. It means a little bit of money comes to you from that, because inside the empty bottle, there's always an opportunity in there. Even though you don't market the product. Does that make sense? So in a sense, you're not marketing just nutrition, if that's your product. You're marketing an opportunity to get that. And seems like it's a little more expensive than some other products, right? Not really. When you compare an ingredient for ingredient, it's about the same as what you buy it, ingredient for ingredient, but there's an opportunity in there, and most people don't understand that. They just don't get it. So I love network marketing for that reason, because I'm a money guy. I like to figure out where the streams of incomes are. And so I like real estate, and I make money there, and I like information marketing, I make money there, and I like internet marketing, I make money there, and then the business stuff, I don't really have a lot of businesses because the reason I like the network marketing business is because it has the potential of creating really powerful residual streams of income. And so for many years I said no to network marketing. I just was violently no. But I did this because I really didn't understand that it doesn't take a lot of really serious work to generate a lifetime stream of income. Now, I won't go too much more into that detail here. I'm just trying to point out that you only pick businesses that can generate streams of income where you can walk away from it. Otherwise, it's the wrong kind of business, in my opinion. So that's why it's one of my favorite mountains, put it that way. Secret number 3 is you must use OPR, which stands for other people's resources. Yeah. So the folks that I said in my challenge, send me to the city, take away my wallet, give me $100 for living expenses, 72 hours of buy next piece of real estate using none of my own money. When I went to San Francisco, there's a picture of me. There's the 7 properties that I bought. I was a younger Bob then, back then. What I was trying to prove is that anybody could do this. Then I went to the unemployment lines of St. Louis, Missouri, sending to the unemployment line where people don't have jobs. Let me pick them, let me work with them, because I can show that anybody can be successful, regardless of, if they say over here that they don't have a lot of money, they're out of, their relationships are strained, if they're stuck in a box, I know how to get people out of boxes. And so I show them how to get here, and I show them that they're already wealthy enough if they just have a few little ideas and strategies. So here's me handing out the application to a young man in the unemployment line. And I'm saying, this is your opportunity. And you know what he said to me? If I take and come to the meeting, you're going to talk about, or you're going to show us how to make some money tomorrow, I'm going to lose my place in the unemployment line. And so I'm going to say no, because the next time you come to the unemployment line, maybe I'll be ready then. But today I'm not ready. And what did I say to him? Good, next time I show up in the unemployment lines of St. Louis, Missouri, ready to teach you and to take you to your financial freedom, then if you're ready, then we'll do it. But how often have I been back to this unemployment line? You'll notice it's in black and white, because the photo was taken when we only had black and white. It was a long time ago, and I've never been back, and I will never go back. And your opportunity always comes when you can't afford it, when you don't have the time for it, when you don't have the relationships or the health for it. It always comes at the most inconvenient time. Always. And the opportunity is dropped in your lap to prove whether or not you're willing to get out of the box that you're in, right? Are you willing to figure out a way out of the box? Say, well, I don't have enough money to buy this opportunity. You go, well, some people do, some people don't. So for these folks, these are the ones I picked, and they made their money in 90 days, and off they went to a wholly different lifetime. So real estate is one of the ways you generate residual streams of income. The book that I wrote about it is sold 1,260,000 copies over the last 35 years. I still get checks from it. Don't wait to buy real estate, buy real estate. Wait, I think everybody should be buying at least one property a year. Just like that lady I told you about earlier. It should be one of the streams of income you do. It may not be your primary one now. It might be the third one on the list. But eventually, ultimately, how many of you would like to be buying at least one property a year for the rest of your life? Just one, I just add one, and then eventually let somebody manage it for you, and eventually when the mortgages are paid off, So maybe it's 30 years from now. The mortgages are finally paid off. They're free and clear. They've been increasing in value for 30 years, and now the monthly payments you've made are all zero. Where does all that cash flow go? Right into your pocket. And it's a cash cow. It's amazing. All there is to the simple real estate system is you got to learn how to find deals and farm deals. It's all boiled down to that. How do I find deals? How do I fund them? And how do I farm them or flip them or manage them and take care of the cash flow? One of my skills is to make very complicated subjects really, really simple. And if you remember those 3 words, it's all about. So you drove today by millions and millions of ringgits of property. There were bargain deals ready to be bought by somebody, but you didn't know how to recognize it. And so nobody bought it. So all I'm asking you to do in this little short segment of it is to think about why real estate makes fortunes for people. It's because it's so easy to understand because you live in them. You live in an apartment. You live in a house. And so you already have been trained how to do it. So now the next step is to go from, instead of you renting from somebody else, then you owning your own place, and eventually you buying another place that you own, and then you're renting out that one. And then eventually you buy another property and you're going to rent out both of them. And you're going to buy another property and rent out 3 of them now. And eventually it'll generate streams of income. Is it easy to do? No. It takes time and effort and hassle and problems. But eventually you hassle for a period of time and then you're financially free for the rest of your life. And most people don't think that way. Okay? So you can either make it by wholesale deals or you can make it by conversion, turning one kind of property to another, like a residential into a commercial. You can do fixer-uppers, you can flip properties, you can get cash back at closing. But I think here's where most of you are going to be in this room. You're going to be an angel or a bird dog. Now, it's nicer an angel has a nicer sound than a bird dog. But what is a bird dog? It's a person who looks for deals for people. The way to be a bird dog is to pretend that you have 1 billion ringgit in your bank account. Now, if I deposited 1 billion ringgit in your bank account, and I said, I need you to go look for real estate, to buy some really great real estate deals, would you be a better negotiator if there was 1 billion ringgit in your bank account, or if your bank account is exactly the way it is today? Which would make you a better negotiator? Hello? Having the billion, wouldn't it? Yes. Yeah, if you had how would you negotiate if you knew there was 1 billion ringgit in your bank account? How would you negotiate? Okay. Confidently, and you want the best price. You were able to offer lots of cash. You want to get as low a price as you can possibly get, right? And we're probably going to get some good deals if you had $1 billion in the bank. $1 billion ringgit, wouldn't you? Well, that's the way you need to negotiate when you have 0 in your bank account. You have to pretend there's 1 billion ringgit in your bank account. And now you're going to go look for deals as if that was your mindset. Now when you find a deal, they'll ask you, do you have money to buy my property? And your answer is, I've got enough money to buy your property at the right price. They'll ask you, well, show me the money. Show me your bank account. I want to see it. And to your answer to that is, when I make an offer, we'll get to that point. And you literally negotiate very privately, and you're looking for people who are highly motivated to sell. Now, 95% of the people who are selling today in Kuala Lumpur are not motivated. They want their price, they want their terms. The realtors represent them. Realtors already told them that their property is worth more than it really is, so they can tack the commission on the top. They've already ruined the deal for you. And now you're going to come along and try to negotiate a lower price with the commission in there. I'm not saying anything bad about realtors, it's just that's the way it works. So you're trying to find a property to buy. You're looking for the most highly motivated person. Because about 1 to 5% of all the properties that are in this city for sale right now are people who own them and don't want the property. like for example, China. And their mother-in-law just passed away in Kuala Lumpur. And they got the house. And they live in China and they'll never come to Kuala Lumpur. And they go, I really don't want this. And I never thought I was going to get it anyway. It was kind of a surprise. And you come along and say, you want to sell? And they go, well, yeah. And they say, well, what do you want? You want cash or would you like, what are you going to do with the money? Suppose it's a 500, let's see, would it be $1 million ringgit, let's say, just picking a number, probably more than that, but let's say it's $1 million ringgit. And you go, what are you going to do with $1 million ringgit? Are you going to take the money and put it in a bank account? Well, yeah, well, what would be the interest rate on your bank account? Well, it would probably be 1%. Well, what's 1% on $1 million ringgit? It's 10,000 ringgit a year. A year! Why didn't you sell it to me with low, even no down? And I'll make you 3% interest on it. In other words, you'll earn 3 times as much money. And the money will come into regularly like that. And then you buy it with little or no money down. They get 3 times as much money. And it wasn't an asset they needed. And now they start to, you're a better bank, let's put it that way, than having the money in a bank account. So you get 3 times as much money. And so there are ways to negotiate where both people win, and there can be little or no money down. Does that make sense to you? Anyway, I'm just trying to say that some of you are going to be angels, and some of you are going to be bird dogs. An angel is a person who has the cash. You go to and say, I found an incredible deal. You use your billion in the bank, we'll buy that with your money, and then you're the bird dog. An angel is a person with the cash, a bird dog is a person who is finding deals for a person with the cash. Now, in this room, there are angels and bird dogs. There always are. Now, if you're not the angel, meaning you don't have big money in the bank looking for a deal, I'll bet you know somebody who has maybe more money in the bank. And what if somebody in this room found a property that was 30% below the market? Because somebody was really desperate, they needed to sell. And they needed cash. Why? Maybe because they found they got cancer. Or maybe that they found another business opportunity. that they would rather take a bath on the real estate and take this money quick and put it into some stock or some business or some deal that they have over here where the opportunity is much bigger. They're willing to discount their real estate to get into that other deal over there. So they're just looking for somebody with cash, right? Well, if you could find the cash, you could take advantage of that. And the bird dogs and the angels get together. This is how I got started. I didn't have the money, but I found people with money. And I said, here's a deal. And then I flip it to them. They make the big profit, I make the little profit. And I make quick cash. So use that as an example for your real estate example. Secret number 4 is the fastest way is the enlightened way. Kind of touched on this at the very beginning of the day. Are you an enlightened entrepreneur? An enlightened entrepreneur is a person who makes money to make the world a better place. You share some of that profits with people who are less fortunate, right? So, Paul Newman, enlightened entrepreneur, creates a company that markets products where 100% of the profit is given away. Oprah, she's been a first giver for her whole entire life. A first giver is a person who gives the money first, who makes a profit and gives the first 10% away. Gates, I think one of the reasons, I remember I asked you the question, do you believe in a higher power? I think when the idea for the computer came down, God knew there was going to be a computer. He knew that sometime in the future it would change the world. And we just happen to be living in that age. In our lifetime, in the last 20 years, 30 years, the computer has transformed the entire world. Just think about the stunning change that's happened in our lifetime. It's staggering. God knew this was going to happen. Who's he going to give the computer idea to? who should we inspire with the computer? Well, I think he knew that ultimately Gates would get it, because he knew eventually, whether you like Gates or not, he gave it all away. And he got his friend Warren Buffett to give all of his. He's going to fix measles in Africa, and training, and billions and billions and billions and billions of money is going to be dedicated and contributed to funding the way to make the world a better place. And I believe God knew he was going to get it, because he would give it away. And the real I want to ask you the question is, if you got it, would you give it away? If you got it, could you be trusted with it? Would the money be just to buy a whole bunch of toys? Or would you eventually make that wealth an enlightened thing to do it? And I believe if you start off with the goal to give it away, and then you start 13 years old. And he heard me talking about being an enlightened entrepreneur, so he says, well, I'm going to do that with some of the money that I make for my friends. You're actually asking them vacations. If you know of someone like this, then send them my way. You're not talking to the person individually. You're saying, I'm looking for this. Why? Because you're telling them who you're looking for, and most people will not fit these qualifications. So this is the qualifications. Number one, do they have the NDNA, which is I call the networker's DNA? Are they network oriented? And most people do not have NDNA. Therefore, they shouldn't be doing network marketing. They should consume the product. Yeah, they should consume it, get the health benefits from it, etc. But in terms of building a business, most people are not good at it. So number one, you want to only deal with people who are positive. If a person is really negative and skeptical, then you don't play with them. You know? Remember I told you it's frowny faces and smiley faces? Don't talk to the frowny faces. You're looking for smiley faces only. And not everybody, about a third of the people are really smiling. They're entrepreneurs, they're very positive, they see the bright future, they can see an opportunity. Many people, they're employees, they do not get it, don't talk to them. Right? Number two, they have to like people. And some people don't like people. They are Forex traders or the internet stuff, and they like nitty-gritty details and numbers. They like numbers, but they don't like people. So let them go do numbers. Don't let them do your network marketing business, because they're going to suck at it. Can you succeed at it as a left-brain person? Yes. The probability is much, much lower. You've got to be a people person. You've got to like people. You've got to like to be with people. And not everybody's like that. Do you love independence? Do you want to be the boss? Do you want to call the shots? Are you independent oriented? Is that who you are? Are you an entrepreneur? Or are you an employee? You want to let somebody else call the shots? More than likely, they're not going to succeed as an entrepreneur. And network marketing is an entrepreneurial thing. If you're not an entrepreneur, then consume the products. Yeah, you can take the products and enjoy them and get the benefits from them, but don't go with this. Number four, you really have to want to make serious money. And most people don't. Crazy as it sounds. This audience, you guys are a natural entrepreneurial audience. But if I was to pick people off the street here in KL and talk to them, you like to be rich, you know, you want to be financially independent, they kind of like this dreamy look in their eyes, like, will they send me a check every month? You know, like, well, I'll have to ask the boss to see what he thinks about that, what she thinks about that. They'll just glaze over. If they're not an entrepreneur, they're not going to do this. So, don't do it. And then finally, they have to be smart enough to recognize an opportunity when they see it. And most people don't. Entrepreneurs see opportunity. They go, oh, wow, this is the perfect time, in the perfect place, and the perfect opportunity. I'm in. And they don't ask a lot of questions like the details, like, show me the compensation plan, all the gritty. How many products, how many micrograms of this or there, they're all the little nitty-gritty details. It drives me nuts. You know, buy that and get the hell out of my life. So, somebody, if you're introducing it, and somebody asks you, what do you do for a living? And you say, well, I have a piece of this incredible business. It's a network marketing. It's network marketing. Yeah, I love it. It's great. They go, I'm not interested in that. You go, great. I'm glad to hear that. Go right back. And you don't say it, but you're going to say it. Yeah. You go, good. Have a nice life. So I'm on the phone, a three-way call with somebody. Where you, in network marketing, that's the way you do it. You have the pro, and then you have the newbie. And the newbie has invited a person to come on the call to talk to the pro. So it's a three-way call. And the prospect is talking, and I happen to be the pro there, and he goes, is this network marketing? And my answer was, well, yeah, as a matter of fact, it is. You know? And he goes, you people! You people! Selling high-priced products to your family and friends. You people! And it was just so negative. It was wonderful. Okay. Am I going to select this person? I'm the boss. You don't talk to me that way! Most of you just do it backwards. Please join my network. Come on, you owe me. Remember, I took care of your kids that one time? Come on! Come on! You don't do that. So he goes, you people! And you could be offended by that, or you could go, wait a second. Who's interviewing whom here? And I go, the fastest way to overcome negativity is one word. Where is it? This is him, right? How do I get him out of this? What do I have to do to get him out of this? Smiley face. Watch. I go, thank you for sharing. Imagine. That's the word. Imagine that you're driving up to a new car, you don't have a new car from a house you just moved into. It's been 5 years, but you moved into it now. And you pull up to the mailbox, and you open up the mailbox out of your new car. Can you smell the leather? And you open up the mailbox, and there's a check in there. And that check has come like this. The last 3 years, every week, it's amazing. And the product you're taking makes you feel so energy, so healthy, so vibrant. You're going to drive right into the house here in the car from the garage, and you're marketing a product that really changes people's lives. Would you tell people about it then? If you knew that had happened to you? And he said to me, if that was my house, and that was my car, and that was my check, I would talk to everybody I knew. And I said, well, it just so happens that that is my car, and that's my house, and that's my check, and that's why we're talking. But unfortunately, you're not the kind of person I'm looking for. I'm looking for somebody who's positive. I'm looking for somebody who wants an opportunity. It's an opportunity of a lifetime. Who really wants to be financially independent, who wants to make some serious money, and who likes people. And I can tell by the way you talk to me that you don't like people. Therefore, if a friend of yours ever asks you if there's an opportunity that they can pursue, please have them call me. And he said, wait a minute. I think I might like to look at this. And I said, I'm sorry. You're fired. I don't talk to people. And the person on the phone with me, my prospect, my newbie, we got off the phone. She said, "You wanted in. Why didn't you sign him up?" And I said, "Because I don't want to work with the person." And she said, "Who's going to sign him up?" And I said, "He would have been a pain in the ass. He would have driven you nuts, always bugging you and asking you
I'm looking for somebody who goes, I'm in, let's go. That's who I'm looking for. And that's who we're going to keep looking for until we find it. And that's what you do in your network marketing business. It's not a little business for little people. It's a big business with big money, serious money, but not at first. It's going to take 2 or 3 years of that. And then if things start taking off, and it's just like amazing. And I love it. So it's a fabulous business. Now, obviously, they invited me to be one of the owners, so